hip hop,
Yeah,
hip hop, hip
bars is back.
hip hop,
Sam
hip
and
hop,
oh God,
hop.
what's
Hip
up with you?
Cats.
Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Oh God, driving Sam and riding passenger side, and you heard it out the mouth of the greatest rapper alive. Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Hip hop uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Oh God, driving Sam and riding passenger side, and you heard it out the mouth of the greatest rapper alive. Go gang.
Can you explain, if you have the insight, what is selling in the rap industry dealing with the lyrics, and why are they being promoted, and why are people wanting it?
All right, man. CEO of 300 Entertainment is testifying on Young Thug's behalf. Now, if we don't know, this is pretty much Young Thug's boss, and I'm gonna break this whole thing down. I'm gonna play what he said, and then I want to take you guys even deeper into what he said and give you my opinion. Trust me, you guys are going to enjoy this video. It's going to be real thought-provoking, and it's going to elicit a lot of responses in the comment section of the video. Before I get to the actual excerpt from Young Thug's hearing, right, I need everybody to go ahead and smash that like button. Let's get it. Let's get it. Don't even wait around. Share the video on Facebook and Twitter. Without further ado, here's Kevin Liles testifying on behalf of Young Thug today.
Can you explain, if you have the insight, what is selling in the rap industry dealing with the lyrics, and why are they being promoted, and why are people wanting it?
Your Honor, you've I don't know how old you are, but no.
Older than you.
So, I've been fighting this battle for over 40 years. It's not new, and it's funny how we're the #1 music in the world now, and they want to bring this back up. Now, we don't argue about any other movies or other genres of music that talk about I ran them over in my truck, or I got drunk and I went and shot him. We don't bring those things to court. But quote unquote our music, we've been on trial.
Can you explain, if you have the insight, what is...
Now let's dig through this thing and think outside the box on what Kevin Liles is saying. One thing, I'm reading the comments, and a lot of people actually agree with Kevin Liles. And on the surface, he's 100% correct in his assertment, of hip hop and how it's under a microscope, and some of these, it really being a microscope under it being #1. But I think at the end of the day, if you're him, he's going to protect his investment. Young Thug, his investment. This is dope, right? There's nothing I can say negative about that. But when you dig a little deeper into it, you never ever, right, want to try to elude the problem at hand, right? You don't want to start comparing stuff and saying, well, okay, well, this person's killing this person. Why is nobody talking about this? Well, they doing this, so why is nobody talking? You don't want to get into that. You really want to, and I understand the situation he's in. You really can't do this, but just keep it in a buck. You want to deal with the root cause. And when you're talking about movies, and this is my opinion, right? You guys probably will disagree. And if you agree, shout out to you, right? Even if you disagree, shout out to you, right? You're looking at movies like Scarface and things like that, and whatever you may find, even like Boys in the Hood. I think the issue here is more so the influence and the people that are the influencers, for example, right? So you got a young kid, right, that's following, Young Thug, one of these guys, and he's following him on social media every day. Every time he puts out a song, it's about this, it's about that. Oh, let's say like 80% of his songs are some gangster shit, right? All right, so now that you begin to follow this persona and say, okay, this is who he is, this is who I want to be. No different, right, than a kid or your son or your daughter following you around everything. I know for me, I got a son, right? I can spit, he's gonna spit. Anything that I do, he wants to do. When you're looking at the movies, I think, and other genres of music, it doesn't have as much influence on, in particular, the urban or black youth, the inner city youth, like hip hop does, right? You could put, Boys in the Hood in. You could watch that 1,000 times. You ain't gonna relate to that like you're gonna relate to one of your favorite rappers, right? So I don't want Kevin Liles, even though I know why he's doing this, to sweep it under the rug like, okay, it's not really an issue. It's definitely an issue, right? But then you got the whole aspect of people saying, well, this is art imitating life or life imitating art. I think it's a little bit, but there's no way that you can sit there on a stand or anywhere and not talk about the influence that these rappers have, both positive, but in my opinion, mostly negative. If that was the case, they wouldn't be as rich as they are because companies wouldn't put the millions of dollars behind these marketing companies and behind these guys if they didn't have no influence, right? Young Thug couldn't come on here, and we give him a Corona beer or Snoop Dogg Corona beer. He could sell them Corona beers, right? We give Jay-Z a Yankee hat. He could sell them Yankee hats, right? Somebody promotes lean. You can sell lean can move more. Somebody can talk about pills, Molly, and all this stuff, and that could move more, right? So again, you talking about you might have country music, they talk about this, or rock music, they might talk about that, but there's no influence there. We ain't really listening to it like that. You know what I mean? And you talking about hip hop being number one. Yeah, it's number one for a reason. Because more people are consuming this genre of music, right? And I'm the first to tell you, like, I could sit here and I could listen to all the thug shit. Oh, it's the gangbang and get hyped up off of it. I'm never going to go do none of that, right? But the younger, more impressionable child that's 14 years old and he ain't got that father figure. And I'm not saying that's any of the rappers' responsibility. It's your responsibility, but most of them probably don't care, right? I could be led at 15 or 14 years old if I didn't have a father, if I didn't have a big brother, if I didn't have that community structure. I could be led to say, shit, you know what? I'm picking up the glizzy. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go pop this. I'm going to go pop that. So Kevin Liles knows better, but he has to protect his investment, and I'm pretty sure they got a relationship with each other. I'm not saying like this is totally business and we're devoid of personal feelings. Nah, I think there's personal feelings involved. He probably likes him. He probably knows his family and all of that. But at the end of the day, this is protecting your investment. No record exec can sit up here and act like that, some of this music isn't toxic. Then, right, so you flip it around, and then the other aspect is, okay, when people doing it in the movies and shit, or even the other genres, they may not necessarily be in that lifestyle. A lot of these guys is in that lifestyle, right? And to me, it's a shame that the federal government has to step in and try to clean up our music for us, asking us about our music. We should be able to do that on our own. We should be able to say, okay, I understand, where you guys coming from, and you got to talk about it because you've been through it. But it's a difference between glorifying something and telling somebody, look, I went through this, boom, 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 I had to shoot him, but at the end of the day, I had to sit in that jail, so I was crying, dog. I lost my girl, dog. This, dog, you know what I mean? But to glorify, and I'm not saying all of them do it, right? But to glorify this lifestyle, like, yeah, riding around, I'm going to knock his head off, I'm going to bomb, bomb, bomb. That's what we do in my hood, boom, boom. It's totally different. Totally different. So I hope that somebody got something for this today. I'm not trying to preach. Like I said, I understand. We already know about Kevin Liles, his track record in music. I think this is a conversation. That's why I like to bring people on the platform. We like to bring people on Hip Hop News Uncensored podcast because we can ask them these questions. We can ask Kevin Liles this. Okay, if you feel like that, what about this? If you feel like this, what about this? Right? And that's what I love. Dialogue is always good. Maybe he could come and say, okay, all right, I got a different perspective on this, right? But let me know what you guys think, man. I definitely want to hear what you guys think in the comment section. How do you feel about Kevin Liles, and how do you feel about what I said? You could disagree. All I ask is that you disagree respectfully. Don't be disrespectful. But if you disagree with me and you agree with Kevin, cool. I have no problem with that. So I'm eager to hear what you guys got to say. Like that comment section up, and while you're doing that, man, make sure you guys smash that like button. If you enjoyed this content, you want more content like this, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you can be locked in hip hop news uncensored. That way you don't miss a thing. You don't miss an interview. You don't miss a video that we do here on Hip Hop News Uncensored. Hey, man, the website is hiphopun.com. That's hiphop, the letter UN.com for all your latest hip hop news. Go check it out right now. That's hiphopun.com. I appreciate you guys. Peace.